YCS Sydney. Oh, no, actually, before we go YCS Sydney, I wanted to talk about something else because we were just talking about my regional. We'll do YCS Sydney in just a second, but there was something funny I wanted to show you guys, which is the the top 8. The top 8 of the regional that I went to yesterday. So I didn't make top 8 because I lost the last round. But some of you have already seen it because I posted it on Twitter. But this was the top 8 of the regional that I went to. Over 300 players. And the top 8 was 3 Fluanderies. Shoutouts to Emre. 2 Branded. 1 Voiceless Voice. 1 Labyrinth. And a 60 card Kashtira Snake Eye. Which was technically, but only if you want to get very technical with it, the only Snake Eye deck in top 8. I will say there was a pure Snake Eye deck that got 9th place with the same score as the other guys because they were X11. That was the guy that I drew against in round 6 or something like that, or 5. They actually ended up winning all the other rounds and they got 9th place based on tiebreakers. So they very close. They had the same score as some of the other guys in top 8, but they didn't make it because of tiebreakers. But yeah, 3 Flu, 2 Branded, 1 Voices, 1 Labyrinth, 1 Kashtira Snake Eye, which I think I don't know what the explanation for this is. I will say one thing. I kind of underestimated I think I underestimated the effect that not getting YCSs in Europe has on the people. Like, unironically, like, I've been noticing this throughout the last couple days or weeks. Like, so many people have been saying, like, yeah, I sold my fire cards. I don't want, like, combine that fact with the fact that people always like to play like anti-meta decks in like tier 0 formats, right? There's a lot of people that don't like tier 0 formats, which is understandable. So they play whatever they think is like countering the tier 1 deck, like, you know, shifter decks here, you know, like Fluanderies. And then pair that with the fact that a lot of people, I feel like, are actually frustrated. Like, I didn't think this was going to be that big of a deal, but look at this, you know, like, look at friggin' Card Market has dark mode now, by the way, poggers. But like, Promethean Princess is $18 in Europe. $18, and this thing started out at 50 because everyone's just like, yeah, tier 0 fire deck, you know. Poplar, $14. Wanted down to 50 again. Diabellstar is sitting at 30 or whatever. Like, it went up for a while because people realized you actually play 3 Diabellstar almost every time. But then it's also now going like chilling at like 30. Like, it's still expensive. I'm not saying it's cheap, but compared to what it was, it definitely shows a trend of like people are not willing to buy those cards when there are no events. Simple as that. And I think that might also be a reason why one of the biggest German regionals like just doesn't have fire decks in top 8. Because I mean, there were fire decks at the tournament, right? I played against 5 in 9 rounds. But like, looking left and right, I saw a lot of non-fire. Like, there was a lot of non-fire. Like, table 1 last round was literally a Flu mirror match. Like, people are down bad in Europe at the moment. Because, like, fire deck is expensive. People don't like tier 0. We don't have a YCS. And, people are also afraid of a potential ban list hitting the fire deck anyways. Like, and I understand it. Like, honestly, I don't think my decision of getting the fire cards is the financially smartest one. It's just I could do it. I wanted to do it to create content, and I obviously am fortunate enough to be able to afford it. So I did it anyways, but I understand everyone that's saying like, hey, I don't want to get it at the moment if I'm in Europe because I'm never going to play a YCS with it. And it's like too expensive to begin with. Like, it's completely understandable to like not obtain the fire cards at the moment or get rid of them if you have them. Like, and I think that is what's leading towards these kind of results. And this is a good segue, I suppose, for YCS Sydney, because for YCS Sydney, it's different. YCS Sydney, we have 8 fire decks in top 8. right? So it's like it's a more competitive event, but most importantly, you know, people go there with fire decks because it's a YCS. People are like incentivized to get the cards and play the tournament with it. So yeah, it's just I think it's just a combination of a lot of things in Europe specifically that is causing the cards to drop and people not really want to hold on to them, right? Because is the situation the same in the US right now? Like, are these cards like plummeting in value in the US as well, or is it like different? That's something I'd be interested in. Hold up, TCG Player is the one that you guys use, right? TCGplayer.com. Promethean is also going down, to be fair. It's also going down, to be fair. That's tanked. Yeah, okay. Wanted. Also down a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe maybe it has other reasons than just the YCS. Because it's hard. I mean, at this point, when I'm looking at the comparison and they're almost the same between Card Market and TCG Player, then I guess it's hard to argue that the absence of YCSs is the reason. But yeah, it might be banlist fears more than the missing YCS. So I mean, can we get a YCS, please? Pretty please. I'm begging, literally begging.